Hey everybody, welcome to Rust Belt Rebuilds, where work continues on our 1994 Camaro. Stick around, hopefully we'll have an engine drop back in this by the end of it. So we can do a little recap here. Got our motor out last night. Engine bay is empty. I would like to get the computer out so we can go through this harness. This harness is just mangled. These are all fixes and not good ones from many years ago. But we're gonna re-loom all of this. We're gonna go through it and get it fixed up and looking good and functioning again. We've got some new lines that we're gonna put in here just because these other ones are real greasy, but we're gonna bring this up to the car wash, get this all sprayed out, and then get it painted up so it looks good and we don't have this. We've actually got to do paint prep on it. All of this is going to be coming off as well. We need it off to get the donor car parts on, so we might just as well pull it now. And with that, we might as well pull this rear bumper and exhaust, and I'll show you what I was talking about on that exhaust being all blowed out. Tail lips could come out, that panel could come out. We might just as well get to work on it so we can get this thing before the car wash gets busy. It's early morning and, well, nobody's really moving around. The sun just came up, so we can get there and get out of everybody's way and get this done and back in here before long. Ooh, walnuts. We're gonna start with removing the computer, and then we'll move on from there. All right, I got updates. I don't know what's going on with these batteries, but they just don't seem to last very long. They're basically brand new. Never really even been used. So anyways, we got the wiper cowl off so we can clean all of the junk out of there. Don't want to lose that nut. Of course, broke the cover on the wiper over there, so we'll have to get a different one from the other car. We've got our computer connections bagged. I was really hoping I could peel this whole harness out of here, but it all just ties into one. It's over there into the fuse panel. It comes all the way down and around and back up in there. So we're just gonna have to work around that. We've got the old heater core lines out. The AC bracket that's been there forever, I took out. Also, we took out the power steering lines. I should find something to try to plug those out so we don't get a bunch of water in there. Yeah, let's spin around to the back and see what we need. So, like I said, I had this car for years. I have had it for a very long time. So, here's the back hatch. But I was like, well, there's got to be bolts in here somewhere for the bumper, right? But I pull this back. I have been looking for this screwdriver for years. Snap-on Phillips. I don't know what it is about snap-on screwdrivers. I guess Matco are like this too, but they just work better than anything else out there. That's my opinion. But we're winning. We're winning doing this project for sure. Start pulling some of this plastic out. Hope that this hatch doesn't fall on my head. And that was easy. Looky here. What's this? Here's a dolly for doing body work. It looks to be there's 2 bolts. Pair of dikes. Pair of janky whatever these are. I mean, they're vice grips, but I wouldn't call them a vice grip. Another dolly. sandpaper, black tape. We are winning. More stuff for boom booms. Might just as well start by peeling out the tail lights. So we've got our bumper off, we got that back piece off, whatever that's called, I don't know what it is. We're just storing all the hardware down in the pocket in here. It's time to get the exhaust off. I told you I'd show you this exhaust and how terrible it truly is, so we'll swing under there. I've got a Sawzall, we're just gonna cut it off. So as you can see, there's a big bubble right in there. I don't know if she backfired at one time or what exactly happened, but she's mad. So we're gonna replace it. Well, just like that, she's all clear. It's a pile of scrap metal laying here now. Let's get this moved up out of here, get this car down so we can get it thrown up on the trailer.
Perfect.
Got the Camaro loaded up, heading into the car wash. I spritzed it down with some purple power, so hopefully some of that grease and grime loosens up. It's only a mile or two in. Then we'll get there, we'll get it squirted down, get back home and get that garage cleaned up. We just got back from the car wash, cleaning up the Camaro. We're gonna leave that outside until we can get this motor assembled. But before we get to assembling that motor, we're gonna need to clean this place up. While I clean this place, I'm gonna send you back in time to when I started assembling this block and porting the heads. I'll catch up with you after that's done. All right, we'll go. I'm gonna do cleaning, you've gotta go watch that so you know what's going on. Well, there it is. We got our short block assembled here, long block. We got the motor put together, all right? Well, not all the way, but we got our pistons in there. She's all honed out. Crank's set, rods are set, bearings are in. So now we're basically at the point where this has got to come off and we put that rear seal in. So that's going to be it for tonight. See, I'll see you next time we're out here, which it might be tomorrow. It might not be. I don't know. See you then. So here we are. I got the heads cleaned up, different day. Now I know that a lot of you people don't have one of these, and you can do this just as well with a die grinder. Just make sure you get the right bits so they don't plug up. If you get just regular bits, they're going to get plugged. We're going to port match these heads, try to get a little bit more power out of it. So got her all set up here. Got the gasket drawn out. We might not hit the line. It's basically a triangle burr, carbide burr cutter for aluminum. Now I've never done this before. Last time I did this, it was with a die grinder, just sitting at the bench. I had the wrong bits. I was really young, 19 probably, and I had either 22 or 26 hours into porting and polishing the heads. So, I mean, just take your time, do it right. We're not building a high horsepower rig here. Let's fire this up, see what'll happen. Well, we got the one head roughed in, spring in. You can see the difference between the two of them. So here you are. See and notice how that's opened up. Good side-by-side comparison. This is going to increase your flow tremendously. Now remember, these are just roughed in. So we've still got to go through with the die grinder, clean them all up, get them polished before anything's done. So I'm going to grab my gasket and get to it. Might just as well, no sense in recording it. Takes some serious time, but we'll get her done. I'll be honest with you, I forgot to record this. So I've already hit it with the die grinder in this bit. Just kind of that port matched these as well, bringing it out to the line. This side I've got her roughed in, just took all the highs and brought them all to the lows. Now these bad boys, and polish them out. I'm guessing there's going to be some imperfections. If we wanted perfect, we would have brought them to the machine shop or spent a few grand on a set of heads. Well, let's be real. We're just trying to get a little bit more power out of this thing, right? Trying to save some money at the same time. All right, so been about an hour. Let's show you what we got here. So we got her nice and smooth. They're really, really dirty. I mean, they're not perfect, but there's more flow than there was. Touch these up. I'm not getting down in there by the valves because I don't want to risk marring up that seat. I mean, we're at the point we can just lap them and they'll seal up good. So I'm going to throw these back in the parts washer, get them cleaned up, clean up my mess, and then I'll see you in the garage. Hey, welcome back to Real Time. We got the garage cleaned up, got all our parts picked up. Our donor engine's up on the cherry picker. We're going to start pulling everything off of that. Got a table set up. We will lay out all our parts that we're going to use there to keep them all in order. Granted, we still need to go through our heads and seat our valves. So we'll have to do that, but we need to get everything off of this first and then get it stashed away so everything's out of the way. If you haven't noticed, we're limited on room. So let's get after it. Here's a closer look at our donor motor. We're going to be robbing some parts off of this. Sensors, valve covers, get them cleaned up. Push rods, probably the keepers, the rockers. I still haven't decided yet if we're going with an electric water pump. We very well could. So I'd been losing coolant for years trying to figure out where it was going, and I had forgotten that I did this, and that was leaking. So that explains where my coolant was going. Robbing the motor mount, purchase off of here. We do have other ones that we'll look at, see which ones are better. Oil cooler, that'll come off of here. We need the springs, retainers and everything out of here, so we might just as well get to it and start ripping this down. I'm going to try to do this without pulling the heads off. I'm just going to try to get the springs collapsed, reach in the spark plug hole and hold the valve up, take the spring out. We need all of that stuff. All right, let's do it. All right, we're at the point where we need to figure out if we're going to be using an electric water pump or a mechanical water pump. I think I'm going electric. I think I'm making my mind up. It's a couple $100, but this bearing doesn't feel great. We're just going to get rid of it. So we'll end up peeling this out, and then we can get our camshaft installed and get our timing gear and chain, get this thing timed up. Then we'll flip this thing over, start getting the bottom end buckled in.
Perfect.
That's going to be it for the evening. I know you couldn't see much, but I'm not an engine builder, so I'm not going to sit here and explain to you how to build one. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to just get it done. It's going to run, and we'll go from there. So getting in depth and showing you how to build a motor, it's not a thing that I should be doing. we're on to heads. So next time we're in the garage, we're going to be lapping valves on the heads that are sitting back there, putting the springs, retainers, seats in, and then we can start mounting the heads on. We'll probably do one at a time and see where we get, right? We're going to try to set the lash. Well, it's sitting on the engine stand here, so when we put this thing in, it just fires up and runs. We'll be doing that off of a YouTube video that I've watched. So, till tomorrow, have a good one. Alright, well, we got to finish up these heads. The parts will be in here shortly, but we'll go over the one, get the springs, clips, retainers, and everything in it, and then I think we're gonna call it net. Ooh, maybe I'll even show you how to get this broken stud out. Yeah, we'll do that too. So let's get it assembled, and then we'll get that stud out, and that's probably gonna be it for this video. I don't know where I'm going. These are our shims. They just slide over top, and then your valve seat will go here and clip onto this, and then your spring, your retainer, and your little block deals. I don't remember what they're called, but they snap into this part of your valve here and make sure the valve doesn't fall through the spring. So we're at the point now where we're going to start putting springs on it, so I'm just going to start grabbing them and doing it. So here's our bag of valve seals. And then after we get these completely together, we're going to hose them all down with brake clean again. But there's our valve seals. Now, I like to dab just a little bit of oil on your seal for when you slide it over the valve. It just doesn't tear it or anything. So just one little drip in there. Push that over. I take a socket. This here is 1/2 inch. It just gives you a little bit more power to push down on that and make sure that it's seated correctly. So we'll get all of those on just so we don't end up forgetting, because I will. This is the same residual oil that we soaked our lifters in for a couple minutes. Wipe our paws off, and then we'll take our socket, and the socket fits over the rubber part well, but hits the metal part of the valve seal. Alright, there's that. Now it's on to springs. Get our old trusty spring compressor. I'll back you up for this again, so I don't knock you over. Backed you up so I don't send you into the next county on accident. like that. Now 8 more times and it'll be assembled. All of our valve springs are back on. Our head is assembled. Now, we need to do something about this bolt or stud or whatever it is that's broke off in there. We've got a little trick that I've used for quite a few years. We'll see if we can still make it work. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 3/8 nut right in our ground clamp, hold it over there, and just weld onto the stud holding the 3/8 nut. And after we get it welded to the nut, we'll just back it right out. All right, had to let the dog in. I've got 2 different nuts here. If this one doesn't work, we'll go to a 1/2 inch there, but we should be fine. Give her a little zap. I don't know if this is the right welder for this, but we are going to find out. Combination of heat Well, I don't know why, but that's not working. So, moving on to drilling, I guess. I'm just gonna try fill this and then weld this nut to it. Will we get lucky this time? Of course we would. Struggle with it for 45 minutes. That's gone forever. All right, so 45 minutes to get that out of there when it should have taken 2. Copy that. We've just chased all of our threads on the intake side and on the exhaust side. We've got our springs in. We've got one more head to do. We've got our broken bolt out. That was a pain, but one more head to do. It's laying right behind you. I'm not going to bore you with it. It's exactly the same, and I don't even think there's any broke off bolts in it. So, with that, we're going to end this video right here. Thank you for tuning in to Rust Belt Rebuilds. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell so you can be notified next time I drop a video on this car. Next video will consist of it running. We will get it running in the next video. So, thanks again for watching. I'll catch you all next time.